In this lesson, we will be discussing applications of functions. Our objectives will be to write a function rule for a given situation and to state the domain or range for a given situation. A function rule is an equation in two variables. The domain is the input or the independent variable, and the range is the output or the dependent variable. Here is our situation. Each shirt is to cost $15, so we want to write a function rule on the amount of money spent. There's two items that we're going to be talking about in this particular situation. The first will be the number of shirts that we're going to buy. Well, if you take a look at the domain and the range definitions, the independent variable in this situation is going to be the number of shirts that we're going to buy, because the amount of money we spend depends on the shirts that we buy. So X is going to be the number of shirts that we buy, and Y is going to be the amount of money that we spend. So when we write our equation and we're going to put it into our slope-intercept form or function form, we're going to start with our y. Y equals the amount of money we spend depends upon the amount of shirts we buy, and each shirt that we purchase is $15. So $15 for every shirt is going to equal the amount of money that we spent. Let's take a look at another example. We want to write a function rule for the amount of money left in the account. You have $30 in your lunch account, and each meal costs $1.25. So here's what we need to talk about. Y is going to be the amount of money that we have left in our account, because that depends on the amount of meals that we purchase. So the meals, our X value, is going to be our independent variable, and our Y is going to be our range, which is our dependent variable. So we're going to start with Y. The amount of money that we have left in our account is going to depend on then $1.25 for every meal, but we started with $30 in our lunch account, so we're going to add 30 onto there. But another thing needs to happen. If I start with $30 in my lunch account, then every time I purchase a meal, I have to take away $1.25. So that's going to make that negative. Again, I started with $30 in my lunch account, and I'm going to take away $1.25 for every meal, and that will result in what I have left, or the money in my lunch account. Let's review. When we're doing applications of functions, we have two variables that relate to the situation. Remember that the domain is our input or our independent variable, and our range is our output or our dependent variable. Please remember to do the reflection for the lesson.